What up? So, pardon slight messes around me and lighting issues. Today we're gonna go ahead and make some burgers, but first we're gonna do a little cleaning, and I'm gonna do a product review for you. In fact, I don't even know. Anyways, so a little bit of green screen, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and do some cleaning today, right? First thing I'm gonna start off with to do some cleaning is this pink stuff, right? And I'll show you why I'm using it, right? You look, you look at my stovetop, right? It's a little messy. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take some of that pink stuff that I just showed y'all, and I'm going to use it. We're going to clean with it real quick, okay? So real simple stuff, okay? So pink stuff, I'm going to go ahead and take a nice little helpful handful, and I'm just going to rub it on there. Okay. In fact, I'm going to upgrade it. Nope, I guess not. Guess I'm out of towels. It takes a little bit of scrubbing with the pink stuff to do much in the way of cleaning, but that's alright. That's okay. Once I'm done, I'll show off the results here. As you can see, it really picks up a lot of stuff. And I left it dirty on purpose so I could show y'all. I don't make this stuff up. I literally use what I say I'm using. If you're just joining me, I'm actually demonstrating the powerful product of the pink stuff before I go and make burgers for dinner. So, if you have a favorite cleaning product you've used, great, go ahead and let me know below. And if you don't, well, welcome to the channel anyways. My name is the Go-To Chef, and I am cleaning with the pink stuff before I make burgers tonight. Pink stuff, right? So far I've done a little bit of scrubbing. I want y'all to see, right? The product I use, I'd be using a regular towel, but the product I use, I don't make this stuff up. I use exactly what I say I use when I clean the kitchen. Oh, and by the way, I am back making food again. So, at least we're going to try to be a little bit more consistent this time. I know if y'all haven't seen me before, then you could look at my channel and see it's been several months since I've made a video in the kitchen. And if you have been with me before, welcome back. We're going to actually upgrade here to one of my favorite tools to use when it comes to scrubbing, the Scrub Daddy sponge. Right? If you have a favorite tool that you like to use, the comment section is open. Right? Please go ahead and let me know what you use, because I'd like to be able to see what everyone uses here. Can y'all hear me just fine? Give me a thumbs up or something if you can hear me just fine. And if you're hearing that sound, it's because you can see I'm using pink stuff. And if you're bored out of your mind, I'm sorry. But I will talk to you. I will drop jokes with you all day, like two blondes walking to a bar. You think one of them would have seen it. I know that's low-hanging fruit. I get it. There's a reason that I do stuff like this and I don't switch my day job for comedy, right? I'll leave that to guys like Matt Rife and whatnot, who are far funnier on their delivery than I am. Okay. I know. So you'll hear all that scrubbing, right? I left my stove dirty on purpose, so that way I could actually demonstrate live the power of the pink stuff, right? It's not very pink anymore, but it's pink in the bucket, not so pink now, right? I'll probably rinse my sponge here in a second, so that way I can go ahead and pick up a little bit more of this gunk, right? Where's everyone from tonight? Where y'all watching me from? Go ahead and tell me where you're from. I am from the great state of Colorado. Well, I don't know if it's so great, but I am from there. So, but where y'all watch it from today? I'd like to know. Please comment. In fact, I may have been to your state already. I've been to most every state in the United States. I have not been to all of them yet, but I've been to most. In fact, some of my favorites to have been to are indeed, uh, weirdly enough, California was a beautiful state to visit. Expensive, and we'll never live there just because of the cost. Texas has its high points. I have not been to New York, if anyone wants to know. Been to South Dakota. I've been to Ohio. Been to Iowa. I've been to Illinois. In fact, I even went to the greater Chicago area. And I found out in Chicago, and this was a shame because I was just there a few weeks ago, that they have an international McDonald's in Chicago. Sorry for the lighting issue. That's one of my overhead lights in my kitchen. Um, they have an international. They have an international McDonald's in Chicago. It's crazy, isn't it? 2 seconds while I rinse off my sponge. You would think that if they had an international McDonald's in one city, that they'd go ahead and put it in others. But no, they have not. Hello, Braxton Bridges. That's an interesting name. Where are you from, Braxton? Where are you observing from tonight? And by the way, if you haven't yet, and you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe if you'd like. I have a bunch of amazing content on here that's mostly food related, and a couple areas of me playing video games and whatnot. So I had a poll up earlier today. Nobody participated, which is fine. That's not a big deal. If you guys would like to see more content that's kind of not just one of these other dudes or dudettes off of Facebook and TikTok making food. I mean, I don't care. There's a billion and a half flavors for everything. Like tonight, I'm making burgers. I'm making burgers this evening, and there's a million and a half ways to make burgers, and I'll show y'all. I mean, I've done them multiple ways. I make burgers in many different ways, and I will show y'all tonight how I make some burgers. I know I'm going back and forth a lot, but that's all right. So, well, keeping in the theme of burgers, if you are indeed watching, please let me know like what kind of burger toppings you enjoy, because I'd like to know. Maybe I'll make a video with your favorite burger toppings at some point. I don't know. Tonight, mine's going to be very simple. It's going to be seasoning, lettuce, tomato, and maybe, just maybe, if I feel so inclined, I might make garlic aioli and show you all how to do that. It's actually really simple how to make aioli. And if you're like, yeah, I know, there's a million and a half ways to make aioli. Yeah, there is. But But just because there's a million ways to do it doesn't mean somebody doesn't have a new way of showing you. So, plus, if you guys end up sidetracking myself for a second here, if you end up liking and subscribing on my stuff, it actually helps me out because tells me that I'm creating stuff that you guys enjoy watching and not just stuff that I'm making up off the top of my head. So, all right, here in a second, I'll flip the camera around so you can see the finished product of this pink stuff. I can't show you the before, so you're just gonna have to trust me that this was really nasty, and I did it intentionally, and I'm hoping you're scrubbed enough to get most of it. I do cook on a glass top, so if it does stain it a little bit or leave some residue, I'm not terribly surprised. But and if you are just joining me, making burgers tonight, but I'm also showing y'all the power of the pink stuff. No giggity this time. Not trying to start an OnlyFans up in here. I do not have the body for OnlyFans. So, yes, I'm a little rude, a little crass at times. All right, let's see where we're at with this. Y'all ready to see some finished product on this? Give it another quick dry here. Had to get under y'all just for a second. I know, green screen, we love it. Maybe someday I'll have something cool on this green screen. Okay, so I was using pink stuff, okay? And just to let y'all see, that's the after of using the pink stuff, right? Not terrible. And little do y'all know, as I was mentioning earlier, I purposely left my stove a little dirty so that way I could show how amazing the pink stuff is. And it's so clean my phone doesn't even want to stay anymore. That's clean. 2 seconds while I work out my technical difficulties here. Haha. Just find a little rubber stopper. Alright, I think that works. Close enough. Anyways, that was a part of the pink stuff. Okay, moving on from the pink stuff. Let me wash my hands. I'm going to don some gloves, and we'll get to making the burger patties. It's always important when you're washing your hands to, follow general safety guidelines. 15-20 seconds of lather, blah, blah, blah. Sing your ABCs, twinkle, twinkle, little star. And when I say ABCs, I don't mean that new school stuff that you'll see on TikTok. Oh, no, I lost y'all. It's okay. Y'all can still hear me. My phone fell down. It's so clean. It's slick. No big deal. All right. So anyways, so as I was saying, sing your ABCs, and I don't mean that new school, A, B, C, D, L, M, N, O, P, J, K, R, S, however they do it. No, I'm talking the old school, twinkle, twinkle, little star, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All right, so y'all get the point, okay? Moving on. Okay, so we're gonna make burger patties, right? And I told you I'm gonna don some gloves. It's really hard to don food service style gloves, right? If your hands are wet. So I try and make sure they're a little bit more dry. Now, I got these gloves at Shamrock Foods. Now, they don't endorse me, okay? So I'm just telling y'all where I get my stuff, okay? I'm not getting paid to tell y'all where to go get your stuff. But black gloves, right? Y'all want to know where you get these black gloves from. You can order them off Amazon, right? I went to Shamrock Foods to get mine. I paid $4 for a box of these gloves. Yes, please like and subscribe. I agree with you, Braxton. That'd be amazing if we did. All right. So, now I have been in food service for almost 20 years, kind of in and out of it, really. And in my many times, right, you could do burger patties a couple ways. You could do it press, you could do it by hand, you could do it with the scale, blah, right? But I'm going to tell you my thing that I like to use, all right? Can't show you the store, but 80-20 ground beef, okay? 80-20 ground beef is the perfect combination of fat to meat ratio when it comes to making burgers, right? And man, look at that. Ain't that a beaut? Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, it is. I know I get really excited about food. Do not mind me one bit. I'm a fat kid, okay? And in fact, actually, how little of a fat kid I am anymore, though. Recently, over the last year, I've dropped from 270 pounds to 218. I didn't say 17, 270, 270, right? Fat guy tipping the scales. I was actually afraid I was going to break the scale at one point, even though it said its weight limit was like 350. You're 270, you're pushing close to 300, so blah, right? All right. So, getting the meat all nice and worked in here, right? There's a million halfways, like I said. Million halfways to go ahead and dress this up, right? Change gloves off, except only remove one, right? Why one, you would wonder. And maybe you don't want to, but I'll tell you anyway. So I could grab my seasoning without rubbing all this raw meat all over everything, okay? So, what I like to use, right? If I don't make my own seasoning blend, right? Once again, I'm not sponsored to say this. I use Kinder's brand seasoning, okay? And I've got a couple different choices, right? I've got Buttery Steakhouse, and I've got the blend, and I've got Wow, it is so clean. I'm losing y'all constantly today. Anyways, and I've got prime steak. I think tonight, for the sake of I like it, I'm gonna use buttery steakhouse from Kinder's. Okay. Remember what I said though, right? Million half ways to do something. Okay. Hold up. I'm gonna get a rubber mat to place y'all on because I keep losing y'all. And as I'm sure as much as y'all like looking at just a plain green screen, I'm sure y'all would appreciate not seeing that the entire time. So, anyways, while I'm redonning gloves and kind of going through my thing here, okay, I'll tell y'all something I saw that was kind of funny the other day, video wise, right? Because I, like most of us, tend to doom scroll on, the socials. And somebody was saying that, they go to work, they work hard, they make good money for their number one person that they need to support. They had a picture of it. I'm sure y'all seen the video, but it was the IRS. Funny story about the IRS. I've told people for years, oh, by the way, apply liberally, right? I'm just throwing it straight into the meat, right? Not measuring, just applying liberally, right? Because ground beef tends to soak up a lot of flavor, okay? You're going, well, aren't you going to add any extra fat? Remember, it's 80-20 ground beef. We don't need anything extra, okay? So, anyways, I've told people for a long time that the IRS is the IRS, right? But I will never mess with like things like taxes, right? I will not do tax evasion or tax fraud or anything knowingly because if the Joker himself from Batman, if the Joker himself is afraid of the IRS, I think that's a pretty good indication that I should be afraid of the IRS. And if you have no idea who the Joker is, I am sorry. You are probably living under a rock. I'm mixing my Kinder's buttery steakhouse seasoning into my meat currently. Right? I use the pink stuff, and if you got to see it already, you got to see that it took the top of my stove from really, really dirty to really, really clean and shiny. So shiny and clean, in fact, my phone has fallen like 6 or 7 times. And I assume Mr. Braxton Bridges has been on this call with me the entire time. Or not this call, sorry, excuse me, this video. Geez, work talk. Now he's probably gone, man, disappeared. Like Houdini over here, just doing all sorts of magic tricks and disappearing. Well, that's alright. So if you're watching though, I'm making burgers. I'm currently mixing the meat with my seasoning. I'll probably add a little bit more here in a moment, but I gotta grab a plate, so I constantly change gloves, okay? If you think it's wasteful, I paid $4 for my box and it comes with 100 gloves. Okay? So it's not extremely wasteful. A little bit, maybe a little excessive, but did food service for 20 years, so I may be a tad bit more cautious with my stuff. Okay, anyways, moving on. Right, plus if I was handling this meat just barehanded, I think it would annoy me just a hair because, all this back and forth, I'm washing my hands constantly. Gloves help prevent getting your hands dirty in the raw meat. It helps you from getting raw meat all over everything. So it's got a few benefits to it, okay? Alright, added a little bit more seasoning because I like flavorful burgers, right? Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. And no, that's not paid sponsorship. They don't pay me to say that. I'm just telling y'all what I use, right? If I got paid to say it, I would actually be legally required to tell y'all I'm an affiliate or something, or this video is sponsored by it. No, this is not sponsored by anyone other than yours truly, the go-to chef. Tell your friends that you're watching the go-to chef right now. See if we can't get that watch count up some. I'd like to see 100 plus viewers by the end of all this, but pipe dreams are pipe dreams. Hey, someday I'll have hundreds of thousands of viewers on YouTube. Anyways, so speaking of hundreds of thousands of viewers, right? I would really greatly appreciate it. Again, self promo here. If you took the opportunity to like my channel and go ahead and subscribe to it, check out all the older videos I've done. You'll notice that I haven't posted in several months, and that's just because I've been extremely busy. If you want to know what I've been extremely busy with, I'll gladly tell you. Anyways, so I was just being rude and walking on, right? So I grabbed enough meat, right? So I'll show you what I grabbed, right? So I grabbed about a palmful. Okay. This is how I make my burgers, right? I have a scale. I'm not breaking it out. I have stuff to weigh it and measure it. I have a patty press and all that, but I'm doing a little bit more this way tonight, right? So I grab about a palmful, right? See that thickness? I roll it into a ball to seal everything. There's no egg wash. There's nothing crazy. It's just meat and seasoning in here, right? And that's really all you need when you're making burgers. And there's a lot of chefs on there that'll tell you need the eggs, you need the breadcrumbs, you need all that. No, no, just simple. If you're making a simple burger, meat and seasoning, right? And dang, look how beautiful that patty turned out. It's not even cooked yet, right? Anyway, so what I tend to do though on my patties, because ground beef tends to rise in the middle, I push it down in the middle a little bit. Off to the side it goes. Okay, about a palmful. Okay, roll it. And now, when you do it this way, you're a little bit more inconsistent. But the thing is, I'm not a Michelin star chef. Never been a Michelin star chef. Never owned a restaurant, so I've never been qualified. I'm not a James Beard Award winner. Okay, but that doesn't mean that my 20 plus years in food service doesn't count for something. Alright, just making patties at this point. So, now I'm not going to tell y'all and be egotistical or nothing and say that my food is the best food on the planet. By the way, if y'all want to see what I'm talking about, see, look at that consistency. Not every patty is going to be that consistent. Let's be real here for a second. I cook at home mostly now. Okay, I don't really cook professionally anymore. If I did, if I cooked more professionally more often, I would probably end up using scales and all that craziness, right? All the tools and gadgets for the consistency, right? Because consistency saves money if you're running a restaurant, which is why a lot of mom and pop restaurants fail, is they're not consistent, right? Check this, palm size. Okay, roll it up, not doing anything crazy, no washes, no eggs, nothing crazy, meat and seasoning, as I've said. Okay, and all I do after that is just press it. Press it down, right? You want to try and make it somewhat of a patty shape. I could do a patty press for it. I have a patty press for it. And maybe in another video I'll do a review on it. Look at that. 3 right there, okay? Just telling you. I'm not going to show y'all every single time I make the patties, okay? Just trust me that most of them will be fairly consistent, and the rest are going to be probably kid-sized, okay? I have kids to feed too, okay? So it's not just me eating all these burgers tonight. All right, so here we are, making burgers. All right, making burgers. We're having fun. All right, so got a few people watching. Please tell your friends, tell your family, subscribe, like. You know, there's a little right there. Well, maybe it's over here for you, but there's a little handprint. Go ahead and like it, you know. Actually, maybe it's over here. I don't know. I haven't really watched too many live videos on YouTube, but wherever the like button is, please smash the like. Tell me that you're liking this content. And while you're smashing that like button, you can hit subscribe so you can watch all my amazing videos that I did prior to this. Okay. And of course, if you're now just recently joining, nobody's commented yet, although Braxton Bridges has said a couple things, and that's not what I'm talking about. I cordially invite you to tell me where you're watching from today, right? Looking at the analytics on my channel, my number one viewers come from India, the United Kingdom, right, and the United States. So I would actually really like to know where everyone's from. I think that'd be kind of cool to get an insight to where everyone's at in the world today. No, I'm not trying to steal your identity. I mean, you can try to steal mine. All you're going to end up with is about $40,000 credit card debt. Yep, stole that from the Family Guy song. I've got $40,000 of credit card debt. Maybe I'm going to go and buy this jet. Credit card debt. Hopefully y'all are laughing on the other side. I can't tell. There's like no reacts coming through or nothing, so if y'all found that funny, you can react. It's okay. I encourage it. It's welcome. Alright, so anyways, moving on. So if you're wondering what am I gonna do next once I have these burger patties formed, right? Well, what I'm gonna do next after that is I'm probably gonna chop up my lettuce and tomato to top my burger with, okay? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do it at some point before I start cooking because y'all are on my stuff. Gladly put you on my counter for everything, but I have a couple things over here that would get in the way, and it is what it is. All right, here's a question for everybody: who here likes to play video games? I'm gonna take y'all's silence as I do. Well, anyways, speaking of video games, okay. Um, did you know that me and the rest of the gaming community are a little annoyed at the moment because Grand Theft Auto 6 is not coming out until sometime in May 2026. Braxton Bridges, I'm glad you play video games. What games do you play? While you're commenting on what video games you play, uh, yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 not coming out until May 2026. It's actually quite annoying. It's like I've played Grand Theft Auto 5 so much, I've even replayed it. And I'm like, there's only so many times that I can go to the Diamond Resort Casino and bull. Okay? Anyways. Plus, it takes forever to grind online for money. And admittedly, so I have used disposable income to purchase shark cards here and there, but it's so expensive. Fortnite and Minecraft. Okay. Hey, you know what? I don't play a lot of Fortnite, and I used to play Minecraft, but I'll play Fortnite every so often. Um, I'm not extremely good, but when I play Fortnite, I'm usually playing like zero build. So I hate the building function of Fortnite. Just to be honest with you. Okay, as I'm doing this, bam, right there. In Minecraft, I do enjoy Minecraft, but I have not played in a while because I had the Pocket Edition, which is now known as the Bedrock Edition. And the Bedrock Edition is it doesn't show up on it doesn't show up on mobile very well anymore. I know you're watching a food channel, listening to some dude pontificate, which means to talk about Minecraft. We're all over the place today. There's my knife. As you can see, I'm a person just like y'all, right? I haven't done anything fancy. I don't have all sorts of things in life figured out when it comes to this stuff. I'm just like y'all. I work a 9 to 5. Well, and I don't mean like a literal 9 to 5, but I mean I work an 8-hour job. I work full time. Um, I do food service on the side just to keep my skills up. And, so various points in time, I may have left a clean dish in the dishwasher, like tonight, which is what y'all were saying. So, anyways, moving on. All right, got my burger patties made. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those off to the side. And I'm going to get my pan out, right? Nothing fancy. Okay. Simple pan, right? This is a blue diamond pan I picked up at Walmart. Okay. You can use really any pan you want. I spend a little bit more money on my stuff because I care about making my life easier and not having like super janky pans. I find that the cheaper ones at Walmart don't cook so evenly, even if they're molded to be relatively even and level. They don't. So I spent a little bit more. I think this pan, I don't know what it's worth, what it costs now, but when I bought this pan, I think it was like 20 bucks at Walmart by itself. And if you're going, holy crap, why would you spend so much? Oh, I have a Cal Fallon set that I bought in Alaska uh, 15 years ago now. Let me think about that. Yeah, roughly 15 years ago. And, oh, by the way, what I'm doing with my tomatoes, I'm taking out the core. It'll make it easier to slice. If you're going, wow, that's interesting, right? And notice I'm being very careful, and I'm not just trying to, like, go, wow, right? Not trying to slice my hand off here. Already cut myself bad enough about a couple months ago. That sent me to the ER, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a moment. What that scar looks like. That was not a pretty day for me. Anyways, right? Sharp knife, right? If you've ever wondered, always try and have your knife sharp, right? This knife is a Mercer brand Millennia knife, right? This is a chef knife. This is a legit chef knife. I actually won this set in a culinary competition that I did many moons ago. And not only did I win this set, it's been my favorite ever since. So what I've done with it is I've just gone ahead and continued using it. Actually, somebody stole my black handled one, and they're like, "Oh, it's mine," and I'm like, "Well, I can't prove it." So I bought a red handled one, and I have a Santoku one of the same brand, and it's got a purple handle. Now, I did that because blah, right? Technically, the colors have a purpose in a kitchen, okay? So if you're gonna sit there and go, "Well, why'd you do that?" Right? The colors have a purpose. Yes, red's meat, blah, and you're cutting tomatoes with it. Look, I'm at home. I don't care, okay? All right, tomatoes are cut. I'm gonna go ahead and put this off to the side for a moment too. All right, so I'm warming up my pan now, right? I got my Kinder's buttery steakhouse seasoning, okay, in the meat. Patties are made, and I'm gonna go ahead and, even though it's 80/20 ground beef, I'm gonna use avocado oil to go ahead and grease up the pan a little bit so it doesn't stick, okay? And if you're wondering, what kind of cheese are we using tonight, Kevin? Well, let me tell you what kind of cheese we are using tonight. If I could find it. Told y'all, I work a 9 to 5 like y'all do, so stuff gets lost. I'm gonna give y'all the choice here, okay? Even though y'all aren't eating it, I'm gonna give y'all the choice anyways, okay? I can do pepper jack cheese, right? I could do cheddar or American. I could do either one of those cheeses. So if y'all want to comment on what cheese you'd like to see, let me know. I'll gladly do it. Now, as I say this, right? Probably wondering, well, what are you doing? You know, are you going to be able, blah, what are we flipping this all with? Okay. So, have a plate here. As you see, I'm wearing an apron, right? Burgers get greasy, right? I'm not going outside to grill, and I'm doing charcoal and all that fun stuff, okay? No, I'm just here in my house, okay? So, give me a second. I have my buns right here. I was smart and moved them before the video, okay? Anyways, I'm going to put this on a Dave's Killer bun tonight, okay? 21 whole grain. Now, there's a few of y'all watching. I'm waiting on my pan to heat up. My tomatoes are cut. So the next question is, do y'all want to see me make a garlic aioli? If so, let me know. And I will gladly make a garlic aioli, and I'll walk you through the entire process too. I have plenty of time. Burgers take about 8 minutes to cook perfectly. Anyways, like I said, I got plenty of time to make it. So if y'all want to see it, let me know real quick. I have the ingredients. Won't take me but a minute to do so. I've got $26,000 of credit card debt. Yeah, y'all hear me singing Family Guy. Do not worry, I am insane. Alright, so I got a couple y'all watching. Alright, y'all want some garlic aioli? Like I said, I got time to make it. Got plenty of time to make it. Ah, what the heck, I'm just going to take your silence as, yeah, go ahead and make it. I will gladly make it. It's actually quite simple. Okay, so, talked about Walmart earlier, right? Oh, 50 cents at Walmart, okay? That's it. There's not a lot of frills here, okay? Not a lot of craziness going on. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get the ingredients for this real quick. This will only take me a second to do. And try not to knock everything over in my fridge. Okay? Garlic aioli. One of the easiest things to make. Okay? Now, like I said, I'm waiting on my pan to heat up, right? It's probably plenty hot. I'm going to go ahead and put in my avocado oil now. Okay? So, aioli. Really simple, right? Mayonnaise. If you don't like mayonnaise, I'm sorry. I'm making burgers for those of y'all that just joined, but I'm making aioli to go with my burger. Lemon juice, garlic, and the last two ingredients are salt and pepper. Except I don't feel like digging just my plain salt and plain pepper. Oh, actually, they're right here. I'm going to dig them out because it's super simple. Okay. Salt. Yes, it's a big old container from salt from Costco. And pepper. Big old thing of pepper. All right. So we're going to go ahead and make some aioli here. All right. So we're going to start off with the first ingredient, mayonnaise. If you don't like mayonnaise, you can use Miracle Whip. It doesn't taste the same though, so that's how I feel about it. Okay. Just gonna squeeze some and make some, right? Not making a lot because I'm like one of the only people eating burgers here tonight that actually enjoys things like aioli. So, all right, next step, right? Little bit of lemon juice, right? You don't want too much, okay? A little bit of lemon juice, okay? And if you're like, man, you get your ingredients all over the place. Oh, I sure as heck do. My ingredients came from all over the damn place. Okay. Next, garlic. Now, I cheated tonight, and I have minced garlic in a bottle, okay? A little bit of garlic, okay? We're going to add some mayonnaise because I had a little too much. I'll just put it in the fridge for later, okay? Lemon juice, garlic, okay? About a teaspoonish of, half teaspoon of salt, okay? I know y'all are watching the wonderful world of cooking over here, okay? And black pepper. And then before I start mixing all my stuff in, right, I sprinkle a little black pepper. You don't want too much. You don't want it. Black pepper, even though it's not a spicy ingredient, can get a little hot, right? A little heat, right? Hey, seasoning's falling on my spice rack. What's going on here? Okay, anyways, so let's go and start with a burger. I'm going to take my first burger, okay? I'm going to drop it. I've got my hot pan here, okay? And I'm sure y'all might be able to hear this. Oh yeah, hear that sizzle. Okay, we're gonna go ahead because I got enough space here. Not that y'all can see. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a second burger in here, and because I've got enough space, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a third burger in here. Right, 4 minutes. Okay, we're gonna time it for 4 minutes, and then I'll flip the burgers. And in the meantime, since I touched raw meat, I'm gonna go ahead and switch out my gloves and grab a spoon for the aioli. And if you're going, man, how are you going to have that time for 4 minutes? Well, one, I've got a timer going on my phone anyway. But two, it's actually really simple, right? I just watch the clock. I pick a time, I go boom, drop, and there I go. Or I have a timer on my microwave, or I have a little egg timer, whatever works for you at your place. Anyway, 4 minutes, right? That's all you need. Now, while I wait, right, we're just going to go ahead and mix that up, okay? And you notice I didn't pull out anything crazy. It's just a plastic spoon. I bought it for like 16 bucks for like a 400 pack or 600 pack at Sam's. Okay? That smells good. Wish I could express how good this smells already. Anyways, but I can't. Alright, so mix it well, okay? Because you don't want like too much mayonnaise-y flavor in there. Yeah, I said mayonnaise-y. Alright. But anyways, now I'll show you a finished product, right? Ah, it disappeared. Okay, anyways, finished product. That's my aioli, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that in the fridge to let it cool off some. Even though the ingredients are indeed cold, I'm letting it cool off a little bit more. And we are currently 2 minutes into my cook time on my burgers. So, a couple minutes here. We'll go ahead and flip the burgers, let it cook another 4 minutes, okay? Real simple. All right, easy. Anyways, they want to decide on the cheese they want to see on this burger tonight. I have cheddar, I have pepper jack, and I have American. I'm tempted to go with cheddar because cheddar is actually going to make a better choice overall with the aioli. And I'll go ahead and show y'all how I stack a burger after that too. And y'all are going to be amazed, right? I stack my burgers kind of how I learned to do it when I was doing my culinary training, right? And I go bun, or I go sauce, or bun, sauce, lettuce, tomato, burger patty, cheese, another condiment if I want, and top bun. Especially for making a basic burger, nothing crazy. Okay, cool. Didn't lose y'all. Making burgers for those y'all have just joined, okay? Wearing an apron because grease splatters, okay? And I don't want grease all over my shirt. It's expensive, okay? Not my shirt. It's not the shirt. It's not that the shirt itself is expensive. It's more of, um, it's more of I just don't want to ruin shirts because I think I bought this shirt off of Timu for like $3, but doesn't mean I want it ruined. Okay, 3 minutes in, we're still waiting. All right. So I told y'all, 4 minutes aside. Okay. All right. So the next step here, right? Go ahead and grab a plate. All right. These plates I've had for years. I don't know where this one came from. This was a gift from my parents when I moved out when I was 18. And if y'all are wondering, that was almost 20 years ago too. So I'm old. I get it. Anyways, it's a Corel plate. Um, if y'all want to know, it's Corel. You can find this brand at Walmart, like this one. Got it from Walmart. Okay, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Okay, and if you actually look at a lot of my plating on the videos that I have previously, so if you subscribe and just come back to my channel and watch, you'll see most of my plating is done on my Corel plate that I got from Walmart. And I only have two. I have a little one like this, and I have a big one similar to this, circular. But it's this pattern. Love it. It's amazing. Okay. All right, we are here 4 minutes. Okay, and I flip all three of my burgers. All right. Oh, y'all hear that sizzle? Getting a little loud in here, ain't it? All right, so here we go. Move it around. Okay, so now we're ready for the next step. Okay, and I'm sorry, I probably say okay a lot, so I'll try and watch myself. But anyways, as I was saying, ready for the next step with this burger process. Anyways, little kiddos. All right, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do, right? Since we're waiting anyways. Okay, bun, right? Dave's 21 grain bun. All right. Now, as I told you, we're gonna go ahead and stack it, but we're only a couple minutes into the cooking, so we're not like in any rush yet. But we're just gonna present, okay? And I didn't throw my knife in this thing, signifying I'm done with it, because once it's all cooked, I'm gonna cut it in half and let y'all see the finished product. So I think y'all like it. All right, checking the aioli's looking good. It's smelling good. And welcome to everybody that's watching the stream. I'm making burgers. Okay. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with pepper jack. Nobody's commented on what cheese to use. I think I'm gonna use pepper jack today for this burger. I've got a homemade garlic aioli that's going on it as well. Okay. Pepper jack, cheese, lettuce, tomato. All right. Very simple burger. Okay. We're just setting ourselves up for success here. Okay. All right. We're exactly 1 minute into the cooking time, so no rush here. Okay. All right. So Braxton Bridges, he plays Fortnite and Minecraft. Some of the video games that I play, I play Pokemon, usually on my computer emulated. Um, I do Grand Theft Auto sometimes, WWE 2K25 currently, Skyrim because that's still a classic. So I'm it's like I don't have a genre I stick to. Sometimes I'll even play the sports games. Sometimes I don't. I don't know. So if you ever find me online, right, PlayStation count and only the one, ANDONLYTH number one. Okay, that's my gamer tag, right? And if you ever hear anyone say, "Hey, it's Andy," yeah, it's me, Andy. Right? So just to give y'all a little taste there. Okay. All right. 2 minutes in, right? Almost done with the burger. You're all gonna see the finished product, and I think y'all are gonna like it. And y'all can hear that sizzle, right? I can't make this stuff up. It's amazing. I think y'all really enjoy it. And when I get done cooking it, before I add the cheese, I'll show y'all the crispiness that's on these, right? And I don't know if it's so crispy Gordon Ramsay would be proud of me. And personally, I don't care if he's proud of my burgers or not. I'm not making these for him. I'm making them for me. And for y'all to watch, of course. So, um, anyone else here play video games while we're waiting? Besides Braxton and myself. And we're 3 minutes in. We're almost ready. Okay. Once I'm ready for it, I'm gonna go ahead and flip the burger, add the cheese so it melts, and I'll show y'all the finished product on that. Okay. All right. So, all right. So we're about almost 4 minutes in, and this is the point where if I'm adding cheese, I'm gonna flip it. Okay. But first, look at that crust. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm a monster straight out the pan. Grabbed it barehanded. Okay. My spatula is right here. Right. I just would have watch. It's in the pan. I'll do it right here. See, ain't a big deal to me. Okay. So I added my cheese to the burger already. Okay. And now while we're waiting on the cheese to melt, we're gonna go ahead and do the final step. We're gonna add the aioli and get ready to top the burger. All right, now if y'all were paying attention to what I said earlier, I do. Oops, that's a little messy. I do sauce. This is homemade garlic aioli. For those of y'all watching, just joined us. Okay. I do sauce. Okay. I do lettuce, and I thought I had lettuce to cut, but I have lettuce shreds for my Mexican themed night a couple nights from now. Okay. The tomato that I cut earlier. Okay. And now, I'll grab the burger patty. Okay. And I'm not topping this burger with anything else. Okay. Pepper jack cheese was my cheese of choice. Okay. So here it is. I top it. Okay. So here y'all go. Whoops. Let me hold that. There's my burger. Pepper jack cheese, garlic aioli, lettuce, and tomato. I know the plate's a little messy. Don't worry. Now I told y'all 8 minutes, right? And I'd cut it in half when I was done. Check out this burger, right? Now some people are gonna be like, "Oh no, it's overcooked." Nope, that is well done, but it is a juicy well done. Oh, I wish I could show you, right? But anyways, that is my burger. Okay, well that's one of the ways I make burgers. Okay, it's not the only way I make burgers, but it's one of the ways. Anyways, it's dinner time, so you know what that means. Burger's ready. I'm gonna go ahead and eat. I'm gonna let y'all go. I appreciate y'all joining. Now, please do not forget, like, subscribe, or at least subscribe. Go watch my old videos, right? Let's bring my algorithm back up. It's my first time night doing anything in many, many months. Let's go ahead and get my stuff up so I get featured more so y'all can see my great content. Have a good one.